Welcome back to Saruwatari Xtreme, continuing work on the NSX, my favorite thing to do, almost. But a quick recap, where we're at is I tried to bend the front framework to accommodate for the new oil tank using heat, and I thought it would be a clean bend. However, it didn't go as planned, so reassessing, my new plan is to cut a section out, drop it re-weld, while heating the frame rail going above the steering rack to create clearance. So let's get started. With that section of the frame cut out, now what I'm going to do is try and heat and bend the frame down, and then I can re-weld and attach to the actual frame of the car. So I've got all these heat blankets in place. Aluminum disperses heat better than steel, so I'm using aluminum on this side. I can't use aluminum down here because the torch will actually cut through it. So I'm going to heat here and here, then see if I can go ahead and push it down. But I don't know. Let's see how it goes. I need a new pin to weld on to the framework that goes into the chassis. There's a receiver on that side, and the tubing is stainless steel, so I wanted to stay with stainless to be consistent. But to turn down a stainless pin on the lathe is quite time consuming. So the fastest way for me to do it is I was able to find a bolt that is the correct OD that I need, and then I'll just use a bandsaw to cut off the section that'll work for me. Now that I have the pin cut, I'll go ahead and face it off on both sides and put a slight chamfer on it so it'll be easier to go into the chassis. Now that the pin is ready to go, I'll cut a receiver groove into the framework tubing for the pin to go, and that way I can weld it up. Now that the pin is welded into the framework and it lines up with the chassis, I need to hook up the steering shaft. That way I can check the clearance. And then after that, the next thing will be to put the intercooler piping back in and line everything up. Now we're ready to put the charge pipe back together, which is in, of course, two pieces as we cut it apart. Then I'll get the alignment and need to get the orientation right for the blow-off valve to give us the most room for the new oil tank. Then we'll pull the blow-off valve so we can clamp in, and then we'll tack it on the car and re-weld the pipe. Let's get the blow-off valve off so we can clamp on to weld. And also, from all the heat generated, we want to make sure that we don't cook the valve itself and the O-ring. Pull the O-ring. Now with the pipe tacked together on top and 2 points, we're looking pretty good. We'll pull the clamp carefully. There we go. careful as possible because any polishing that we damage or scratch means more work when we want to try and put it back together. Okay, now that we have the charge pipe off the car and all tacked up, the next thing to do is seal it up. We'll start by preheating it. I finished welding up the pipe. I'm happy with the way it came out. Everything's sealed up. And now I'm gonna flush the pipe really good with high pressure water. Make sure it's nice and clean. When you're doing your own build, or definitely if you're in a rush at the track, always remember, flush everything and clean everything well. The last thing you want is debris knocking out that very expensive engine of yours. I flushed out the charge pipe real good. I have put back on the tile blow-off valve, and now I will put it back on the car. Well, as you can see, the modified charge pipe is in with the blow-off valve back and the frame in the front all moved down. That is giving us as much room as possible for the new oil tank. The only problem with the new oil tank is there is no oil tank that is really made in this dimension. So unfortunately for me, it will have to be custom built, which means I'll have to enlist the help of my dad, and it takes complete mock-ups. Those of you that do custom work all know it takes a ton of time. And one of the most difficult parts is, as all of you know, the NSX hood line. If I was running any sort of type of other Pro Stock car with the hood line up here, life would be much easier, but the constraint that I have to work with the clip and the hood is very tight. Therefore, everything has to be mocked up, built in cardboard, put on clearance, and then all the pieces need to be cut out aluminum, and the tank has to be fabricated by us here. All takes a ton of time. So, what we have going on here is all the time we have for this week.
Adam, thank you. That was insane! Whoa! Jesus Christ!
Ty from Asians Never Die came to hang out with me and do a special on me. There's really nothing special about me, but it was just cool to hang out with Ty and Carrie. Ty brought his crew, and they did a great job at the shop, and we're just trying to rush and take a pass in the SV before the sun goes down. But Ty, since you're here, man, I'm a huge follower of Asians Never Die. I guess that is because most people consider me to be Asian, but I don't know if that's exactly true. But can you give my viewers a rundown of what your channel does and how it's expanding into cars as well?
Awesome. Well, first off, Adam, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to sit in your Aventador SV. This is I'm the third person ever?
Something like that. We don't keep track because there's so few people that actually have been in here with me.
Awesome. Well, thank you once again for your time today. Asians Never Die started off as a comedy page, and what we do is we try to connect the community all around the world through the Asian diaspora, through comedy and memes and all the funny stuff. But for me, I've been always into import cars growing up, especially in the Bay Area. And Adam right here was my childhood hero. Seeing an Asian dude looking cool and smooth with his hair, racing down and beating a lot of muscle cars got me dreaming of one day becoming a racer also too. So sitting here in his car and enjoying this moment and being able to talk to him about his history and his rich legacy, what we wanted to do for Asians Never Die was to highlight all the Asian American icons and those people that push our culture forward. So I love cars, I'm getting back into cars, and hopefully Adam can join me along on the ride with that.
You know guys, it's an amazing thing. The car community, as everyone knows, is quite small, and the interesting thing is you meet so many cool people, and Ty resonates with so many people. Bro, can you do me a quick favor? Drew's brother named Eric just loves you guys. You think you might be able to do a quick shout out for me?
Of course. Eric, thank you so much for supporting Asians Never Die. Hope to meet you soon.
There you go, bro. So you should hang out more with your sis, then you can come hang out with us, and Ty comes down to hang out with Carrie, and it is always a fun time.
We can possibly get some Asian food, or actually Adam's favorite food, Mexican food.
Yes, unfortunately, it is the truth that I don't follow suit. and we'll just have to live with that right now, right, my man? Well,
I love Mexican food.
well, then we'll work out great. And on that note, my friend, as far as moving into cars, what are you going to be working on? And are you going to be doing builds or featuring cars, or a wide spectrum of things?
Absolutely. I've always been into the import scene, you know, growing up in the Bay Area. I'm actually a Honda dude, so we're going to be... Oh. Okay. Holy moly! There's no handles. Woo! Okay. That was scary.
Sorry, you're saying, brother? Don't worry, we're going well within the speed limit. Don't worry.
Okay, well, no Honda's ever done that for me before. And there's no old bar. Jesus Christ. Well, I'm going to be working on a Honda right now. I want to be swapping in a K20A2 Type S motor into one of my favorite platforms, which is a 1999 Honda Civic EK hatchback. So hopefully we can do that build, and it's going to be a lot of fun, because, oh no, Jesus Christ, there's no VTEC on this car. Holy
I'm sorry, you were saying?
Oh, wow. I've never experienced tunnel vision like that before. Jesus Christ. I lost about 2 years of my life on that drive there. Okay, I want one. Holy moly, nothing puts a smile on your face like speed like that. Jesus Christ.
So for those of you that don't know, Ty's never been in an Aventador, let alone an SV before.
Never.
So I felt obliged to take him with me since I wanted to run the car, and it works out great because I needed to do this video anyway.
We may forget about the Honda swap and work on saving money for a Lamborghini. That was amazing. Holy moly.
You know what the problem is that I understand everyone loves their cars that they have, and I'm all for that. The worst thing you could do is go on something else that you like better. And that, of course, my friends, it was a problem when I drove my uncle's NSX. Going back to my Camaro just wasn't the same.
But you know what's funny though? Sitting inside your NSX made me dream about wanting an NSX and not the Honda Civic. Can I move in?
Of course. I understand how that goes, my friend. We are kindred spirits.
Yes. Thank you. This was unexpected. But now I need to use the restroom.
So when you do the build, what are the plans for your build? Are you going to do multiple builds, or is this just the first in a number of different builds you're going to cover of yourselves and other people as well?
You know, honestly, I just want to keep it like just street legal. You know, I'm older now. I'm married. You know, we're expecting a child soon. So this build...
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
Wow, exciting stuff.
Yes,
man.
very
Do you know
exciting.
what the gender is going to be?
We don't. We don't yet. We're about to find out soon. But you know, I definitely want to keep the car street legal. Just a mild build. You know, it's just something fun for me and my friends to get along and just to work on cars, because I think that's important. One of the most important things about the car community is just that camaraderie and that kindred friendship that you're building along the way. So for me, it's about having fun with my friends and building an awesome car, just street legal and keep it mild, because you know, there's no way I can afford something like this.
Oh, you can, you know, you just sell everything like me.
That is gonna afford me that Honda Civic.
Very cool, my man, very cool. Well, it is definitely amazing to hear what you're doing over there. And guys, please follow Ty on Instagram. Check out his YouTube channel. I'm sorry, I gotta get out of business for 1 second here.
Oh, gee, no bars. There's no bars. Holy shit. We're having a great time in Mexico right now, guys. I reached for that bar again and there's none.
Lambo purposely does that.
Oh,
it
geez.
heightens the experience.
This is an experience. If you want to get your blood rushing and and take a couple years off your life. Don't smoke, drive a Lambo.
Said from a true pro.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see.
That is tremendous. Woo! I feel a little lightheaded right now. Woo! Nothing like the roar of V12 engine. That's
it is
amazing.
hard to beat an V12. I definitely will concur with you there.
Nothing beats that.
Okay, you were saying?
I forgot my train of thought. That was great. Jeez. These bucket seats are amazing though.
Well, my friends, we are for sure running out of light. There's no question. And I've had such a good time today with Ty and his crew. Uncle Kerry came also to hang out. So on that note, it's time for us to sign off. See you next time, my friend.